Welcome back to a new video, guys, and today I'm going to take you through my entire process of how I ship stuff out after a weekend of a lot of sales. So this past weekend I sold 58 different orders, probably sold about 70 total cards through all those orders with a couple different sets for just over $705. So take you guys through my process of what I do after I get a lot of sales, so let's get to it. So as you can see, we had a lot of sales this past weekend, just goes on and on, so we're going to have to pull all these. So I'm going to get to it. All I'm going to do here is just go into the boxes. They're all SKU numbered. I showed you this in a couple different videos, but I'll just go through and pull them all out. So let's get to it. 20 minutes later, we have all that pulled. We got a nice stack right here of stuff. One graded card, and then I think we had about like 70 singles, so just so much different stuff. Probably one of my favorites of the entire stack. I thought this one was pretty cool. Let's see if I can find it. We had a dual jersey card of Nick Markakis and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So I thought that was a pretty cool one. That one went for like $3, so pretty cool though, but a lot of stuff going out. I'll throw a little time lapse of everything that's going out right here. But then we also sold a lot of complete sets. So we had 3 complete sets this weekend, and these are actually pure profit for me, which is so nice. So I sold a 2008 Topps update. This one is only missing the Clayton Kershaw and the Max Scherzer rookie, but sold that for $175 still, so really solid sale on that one. We sold a 2009 Topps update, and this is the complete set, so this has every card 1 through 330. I think I got about $100 for that one. And then we sold a 2014 Topps baseball complete set. So this has rookies like I think Yelich maybe. I know Jose Ramirez is in this set and a couple other guys, but Francisco Lindor's in this set too. But really nice one right here. I think I got $89 for this. I got $90 for this one pretty much. And those are gonna go out in just priority mail boxes, flat rate shipping, so they'll be pretty cheap to ship. But let's take a look at everything that sold. So like I said before, we had a little bit of everything in this lot. One thing I do love and that I've kind of learned is when I'm selling these cheap singles for like $1 to $3 a piece, is a lot of people will piece it together. Like these first 6 Yankees cards, somebody bought all those together, and I maxed my shipping out at $6, so it's nice on that one that I'm able to sell all those, but buyer gets a little deal on the shipping, and then outside of that, everybody is happy. But then I've been selling a ton of these 1970s. I broke the entire set apart of 1970 Topps, so I've been selling a bunch of those singles, anywhere for like $250 up to like $20 a single. It's a cool one. That Jim Zorn went for $10. And this next little chunk of Cubs here is another bulk order. So I always love getting those. But overall, really great sales weekend for me. Anytime you can do over $500 in a weekend is pretty positive for me, I feel like. Never can complain with that, but overall that's kind of the one I mentioned before with Vlad, but just really fun stuff. A couple of these Sporting News All-Stars. I think there's a cool Pete Rose coming up too, if I'm not mistaken. It's tons of 70. These are all for a bulk order that somebody bought a bunch of. There's a cool Pete Rose, another Pete Rose. That's an O-Pee-Chee 77 Topps. So lots of great stuff. Somebody got the Gold Mantle 2011. I love that card. It's a $9 card. So, you know, when you're buying stuff in collections, you just got to piece stuff out piece by piece. But there you go. Finish it off with a Yaz 1970. So great stuff right here. Now I got to get all this stuff sleeved. And after it's sleeved, we can print labels, and it's time to get to shipping. So our total for shipping came out to just under $78. Now is for the fun part where we get to ship everything out right here. So let's get these things printing. Here we go. It's going to be a long label. I might run out of labels. Who knows? Let's see. We'll just do this. And this is the best part about having a thermal label printer. If you did not, you'd be printing these out on a regular printer, cutting them and taping them. For this, 0 inks required. It's gonna print everything for me, and just like that, everything will be ready to go. So we're just gonna let these things go. Boom, there we go. Labels are printed. And just like that, we've got this fat booklet of labels that we need to ship out. So I'm gonna get to this right now. I'm gonna lay these out on the floor with all the cards, get all these cards top loaded, taped up. If they're going in a bubble mailer, I'm gonna get them wrapped in some bubble wrap, a little bit of cardboard on them. But this is gonna be a bit of a grind. I think we got a lot of orders today. So this should take about probably an hour, hour and a half all in. But when you really think about it, probably did an hour on the front end for the pricing, hour and a half to 2 hours on the back end for the shipping and everything. So let's just call that 3 hours. I'm gonna make about $600 on this. So, you know, $200 an hour for this today is not bad, but let's get to it. We got a lot to do, so here we go. All right, so here is what it looks like on the front end. We have all the labels with all the cards and sets laid out. So now we just have to get all these cards top loaded or put them into some card savers, and from there we can start shipping everything. So let's get to it. This is gonna be pretty fun. So many different sets here and different stuff, and this is gonna be really fun to see all this stuff packed up in the end. So let's get to it. Just checking in. About 15 minutes later, we got everything shipped. So that was pretty cool. All this stuff is ready to go out. Only problem was we did not have big boxes for these. So I need to run to the post office and get some medium rate, flat rate boxes for these for the 2008 and 9 set, and then the 2014 set. I just broke into these 2 boxes to make it easier to ship, but gotta run and pick those up, and then everything will get to go out today. As always, we try to get stuff out the same or next day with shipping, so gotta get these out, keep my customers happy. So what's going on, guys? It is the next day, and I just wanted to hop in and say a couple things really quick. So I get these comments every single day on my YouTube shorts and my TikTok videos, but a lot of people comment, how do you make any money selling dollar cards, selling $2 cards, stuff like that. And a lot of people don't understand it, and it's totally fine if you don't. But I just wanted to kind of give you the explanation of how it works. So let's say I'm buying a collection of 10,000 cards and I'm paying $1,000. Now that's a penny a card on average. And when you think about it that way, you're not looking at it in the big $10,000 price range, like putting all the numbers at once. The way I view it is I'm selling stuff until I make the money back. But at the same time, it's a penny a card. So if I'm selling a card for $1.50, I'm making 100 times what I initially bought the card for. And now I know I'm not going to sell every single card, but what I've learned is it's better to just have cheap cards on eBay. They are a great loss leader, even if you lose money on them, which you don't lose money, you make money on them. But even if you lose money on them, they're a great loss leader. View them like the chickens at Costco. You use them, people love them, they buy them out your store, and you get them in your store. From there, you're getting people in your store, and they're looking at your more expensive stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've sold like 5 $1 cards to somebody, and then a couple weeks later, they come back and they buy a $200 card, or they buy a $500 card. That actually just happened yesterday to me. So stuff that happens all the time, and I would highly recommend everybody list stuff on eBay, whether it's a base card or an insert, whatever it is. People buy $1 cards every day, and this video in my eBay store is living proof of it. I've sold over 10,000 items throughout my lifetime. Now I'm on a new eBay store now because my old one did get deleted in like 2018, I want to say, but I've sold over 5,000 items in my current eBay store, and this year alone I've sold over 2,000 cards priced $10 and under, which, you know, that's not even all that much. And going into next year, when I'm listing more and more and I'm going to continue to buy collections and do more, I have a plan to sell over 10,000 sports cards on eBay next year. So we'll get into that in another video, but thought I would just hop in here and say that. Thought it'd be fun to kind of tell you guys how this works. But overall, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.